All right, so hear me out. We're going full schizo on this one. A few months ago, me and my girlfriend were watching the show series Dark. Absolutely incredible show. Probably one of my favorite shows of all time. The whole essential breakdown of this is that they discover a 33-year timeline loop within this little cave within their small town in Germany. Through this, they're able to go 33 years in the future, 33 years into the past, and there's this really weird timeline war happening within this with versions of themselves, older and younger, all colliding and coinciding as one. Within this absolute mindfuck of a premise, they discover that the future created the past and the future, the present, it was all one. This event that was coming that was sort of leading to like a doomsday type event happens in the future, but it created it in the past. It's really complex. Anyways, I started to hypothesize, since we know the number 33 is so prominent within this world for good and bad. It's the most powerful number out there. What if we were to apply this 33-year timeline theory to actual events and years within our world? So that's precisely what I did. A lot of people within the whole mud flood Tartaria theory, they theorized that 1776, the founding of America, is the beginning of this timeline hijack that we seemingly have been living through. So I created a map here, starting from 1776, adding 33 years, 33 years, 33 years, and so on and so forth, documenting every single event that sort of took place within this that can lead or hint at something that has to do with a timeline hijack. As you'll see with these years, applying the rules of numerology is adding these years together. The first year equals 3, then we get 9, then we get 6, then we get 3, then we get 9, then we get 6. And I'm like, whoa, 3, 6, 9. I've been doing a lot of work with the 3, 6, 9 lately within this entire map of numerology and a way of life. And the next thing you know, that's all connecting synchronistically with this. And just as it so happens, the biggest thing that I believe leads to the beginning of this timeline hijack is the Tunguska event in 1908. If you're not familiar with that, this happened in Siberia. It's this random explosion. They still don't really know an answer to it today. They say it was maybe a meteorite that exploded over it, but left no impact crater or nothing like that. Interestingly enough, it was sort of in the shape of a pterygical field, or like a butterfly, like MK Ultra, or it's the infinity timeline symbol that we see represented in dark, or just two 33s put together. But the thing about this Tunguska event that a lot of people theorize is that Tesla had to do with it. So on the day of the Tunguska event is when Nikola Tesla launched his death ray, or the Teleforce device. He overshot it dramatically, missed his location in Canada, and then at the exact same time, we had this mysterious explosion thing in the middle of nowhere in Siberia. Now, like I said, Tesla 369, all these dates are going through the 369 numerology code. But not only that, the date of the launch of the Tesla Force and the Tunguska event is 6/30/1908. 6/3/1908, 1 plus 9 plus 8 is 9. 369 is what the date literally reads. And as you guys may or may not know, that was Tesla's big thing. The people who can hold the key and understand the 369 has the keys to the universe. Now, this can be mathematical, like this whole philosophical, numerical vortex math theory, or it has to do with this Tunguska event, the date, and everything that took place that started this insane timeline that we are now stuck in. Honestly, it's probably both. So I'll leave all this stuff for another video, but let's just break down a little bit more what was happening in these other timelines that I believe connect pretty well within this theory. Like we said, we have 1776, the start of the timeline. That is the year that the Bavarian Illuminati was founded. Fast forward 33 years, this is when we get the first steamboat being launched called the Phoenix. You guys remember Project Phoenix with MK Ultra, which we'll get into. But also, it went from Manhattan to Philadelphia. Do you guys recall what happened in the 40s? Not, the starting of the S1 Committee, which was the Manhattan Project to create the first nuclear bomb, which would obviously split timelines, a nuclear bomb. But there's also the Philadelphia Experiment. The Philadelphia Experiment being, that crazy U.S. military conspiracy theory where they tried to teleport and time travel a ship, which it apparently did. And apparently people who survived it said they woke up in Montauk, New York within the MK Ultra programs. Isn't it so fascinating that within this 33-year cycle, we see the first steamboat, which was used in the Philadelphia Experiment that went from Manhattan to Philadelphia. And within this 33-year timeline, we have the starting of the Manhattan Project. I mean, there's some weird stuff going on here. Then, like, interestingly enough, in 1875, we have the founding of the Theosophical Society, which essentially laid the groundwork for everything that we talk about within spirituality and conspiracy to this date, with Helena Blavatsky founding this society. But also going over here, right? Like I said, Tunguska event, the Manhattan Project. But then 33 years after that is when we start to get the disclosure of MK Ultra. All of that information becoming public. Then we go to 2007, and that's when CERN puts in the final magnet for the Hadron Collider, which everybody has been theorizing forever. I mean, it's like even in Stranger Things that it creates wormholes and timeline things, and that's when they finish the final magnet to then launch it. I mean, there's so many of these events within this 33-year timeline cycle, which can have implications of altering time, traveling through time, or creating the capability for a wormhole like that to be created. We're going to leave it at that for this video here, but in the next one, like, we have way more to go into. Like, this even connects to Donald Trump and, like, all the theories with the adventures of Baron Trump and time traveling, and how this all very neatly connects within this dark theory, this 33 timeline portal, and most importantly, Tesla. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below here. This is just for all entertainment, educational purposes. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. None of this stuff is steadfast. We're just connecting dots and see what truths that we learn along the way. So, like I said, if you enjoyed it, leave a like and leave your thoughts down below. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.